All right, well, now the new entry into this battle of the Titans, a newborn multi-hundred-billion-dollar behemoth run by some guy in his 20s, Mark Zuckerberg. I'm talking, of course, about Facebook. It begins its roadshow. It's about to go public. Where do they fit into all of this? Is it a serious threat to Google, for example?
Well, I believe in look at things the way Bill Gates did. When Bill Gates came into his heyday in the late 80s or early 90s, he said that his biggest fear was two or three pimply-faced kids in a garage and not necessarily some big behemoth like IBM. Because the big behemoths have the power and economic resources, right, and political resources, but they don't have the speed and ingenuity. With that being said, Apple would not be in their right mind if they didn't fear Mark Zuckerberg and fear Facebook because of youth, dexterity, speed, etc. The issue is anybody else could be a threat as well, okay, and just as much of a threat, if not more. Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg are successful. He seems like a very smart, successful guy, but they're totally unproven, okay? And if you take a look at history, it looks as if the odds are against them. It appears that Facebook might be ran better than a lot of the other social media companies, but if you go back in history, you have MySpace, you have AOL, you have, go down the list. They were very popular, a lot of subscriptions, peaked, flamed out, and now they're simply shells of what they used to be. Facebook is ran, I think, with a little more long-term goal in mind, but if you take a look at the numbers, their growth has slowed significantly, and they've slowed significantly before the actual IPO.
Now, Reggie, it's come out that Mark Zuckerberg, who's got an iron-fisted control of the voting stock and the board, on his own volition decided to spend $1 billion to buy Instagram. Now, as a potential shareholder, is this a sign of a good business model being adhered to by a smart guy, or does this show maybe shades of recklessness?
Well, honestly, I don't know enough about Instagram and its prospects and the synergies that Zuckerberg et al., if there is an et al., because we don't know because he has full control, but assuming Zuckerberg et al. Saw in Instagram. But if I were a significant and a long-term shareholder, I'd have concern. You know, he is a young guy. You know, a lot of people consider him a kid, but he's a young guy, very smart. He created Facebook. He brought it to where it is now, but it is unproven. For one young, unproven CEO, right, who's never run a public company before, never run a company this size before, basically has never done any of this before, to have sole control over the company, the board, and everything else is foolishness. It really is. It's a risk that is unnecessary, and you cannot get rewarded for the risk. Risk is a price for reward. So if I buy $1 of reward, I want to pay 80 cents of risk. That means I have a theoretical 20-cent profit. Right now, you're paying $1 of risk without a reward and putting all the power in Zuckerberg.